Kids aren't waiting for Saturday morning cartoons anymore. They're watching someone else live on screen in real time. Think about that for a second. 10, maybe 15 years ago, kids would wake up early, grab a bowl of cereal, and plant themselves in front of the TV. They'd wait for that opening theme song, the flashing animation, the colorful characters. It was a ritual, simple, predictable, and kind of magical. Now, that magic has shifted. Kids don't flip on the TV, they grab a tablet, they open YouTube or Twitch, and instead of watching SpongeBob or Adventure Time, they're watching some streamer play Minecraft or react to memes live. And they're not just watching, they're chatting, commenting, spamming emojis, feeling like part of the show. So what happened? Why are kids watching real people instead of cartoons? And what does it say about how childhood entertainment has changed? Let's get into it. If you grew up in the 90s or early 2000s, cartoons were the highlight of your week. You had to be home at a certain time. Missing your show meant waiting a whole week for a rerun, but there was something cool about that routine. You had your favorites, your lineup, your snack, your seat on the couch. It was a shared experience. Your friends at school were watching the same thing. Fast forward to now, a 10-year-old doesn't even know what Saturday morning cartoons means. They can watch anything, anytime, anywhere. They can watch on the bus, in bed, during dinner. They can pause, skip, switch, or replay instantly. They don't have to wait for anything. That's the first big reason for the shift. Control. Cartoons used to control the schedule. Streamers flipped it. Kids are now the ones in charge. But it's not just about convenience. It's about connection. When kids watch a streamer, it feels real. It feels alive. A cartoon is predictable. The hero always wins, the villain always loses, the jokes are timed to perfection. A streamer, anything can happen. They might rage quit, drop their controller, forget what they're doing, or even talk back to the chat. That unpredictability is exciting. It makes the viewer feel like they're part of something happening right now. There's a huge difference between watching a script and watching a person react in real time. Here's a stat that really drives this home. Studies in the past few years show kids are spending nearly an hour every single day watching YouTube or live content, and that's more than they spend watching TV or Netflix combined. YouTube alone is the most popular platform for kids under 13 around the world, and it's not even close. Why? Because it's interactive. They can comment, get noticed, even shape what happens next. Imagine if SpongeBob turned to the screen and said, "What do you guys think I should do next?" That never happens. But on Twitch, it happens every minute. And that small difference, that feeling of being seen, completely changes the experience. Then there's the variety. Cartoons, as creative as they are, all kind of live in the same format. 22 minutes, a storyline, a few characters, one resolution. But on Minecraft, another person unboxing toys, another reacting to videos, and then jump to a different game or challenge. There's always something new. Kids don't have to commit to a show anymore. They can follow personalities instead. And that's a huge shift in media loyalty. They're not fans of a cartoon, they're fans of a person. And that brings us to another big point, relatability. When kids watch a streamer, they're not seeing a perfect animated superhero. They're seeing a person who laughs, fails, messes up, maybe even cries. Someone with a real bedroom, a messy desk, a cat walking across the screen. It's raw. It's unfiltered, it feels human, and that realness is magnetic. Cartoons, by comparison, can feel distant, even though they're beautifully made. A streamer feels like a friend. They can reply to your comment. They can say your name out loud, and when that happens, it's like being part of a community. That sense of belonging is powerful, especially for kids who crave connection. Now let's talk about the other big piece of this puzzle, gaming. Video games have quietly become the new playground. Platforms like Roblox, Fortnite, and Minecraft aren't just games anymore, they're social spaces. When kids watch streamers play those games, they're watching something that they can jump into themselves. It's like watching a show you can join. You can't step into a cartoon, but you can hop into Roblox. You can visit the same place the streamer was in. You can build what they built. That interactivity blurs the line between playing and watching. This is why the rise of streamers isn't just about funny people playing games. It's about kids participating in shared digital worlds, and that's something traditional cartoons can't replicate. But of course, this shift brings problems too. Because when kids move from curated cartoons to algorithm-driven platforms, the safety nets disappear. TV networks had strict rules, episodes were vetted, parents could trust that what aired at 8 a.m. on Nickelodeon wasn't going to go off the rails. But on YouTube, anything can appear in the sidebar. The algorithm doesn't care about age ratings, it cares about clicks and watch time. So a kid who starts watching a harmless video might end up a few clicks away from something completely different, and not in a good way. Another issue is attention. When everything you watch is fast, interactive, and unpredictable, slower forms of entertainment can feel boring. Sitting through a 20-minute cartoon that builds a story might seem impossible when you're used to 10-second clips that always deliver instant excitement. Some teachers have even said they notice this in classrooms. Kids are more restless, less patient, and crave constant stimulation. And that's not entirely surprising. The more our brains get used to immediate feedback, the less we tolerate waiting. Then there's the creative side. Cartoons are built around storytelling, beginning, middle, end. They teach narrative, structure, and sometimes even moral lessons, whether you realize it or not. Streams, on the other hand, are chaotic by design. They're live. There's no script, no editing, no structure. That can be entertaining, but it's a totally different experience for developing minds. Some experts worry that if kids spend too much time consuming content that doesn't have clear storylines or conclusions, it could affect how they think about stories, patience, and problem solving. But here's the tricky part. You can't just say, streamers bad, cartoons good. That's too simple. There are positives too. For example, watching streamers can build confidence. Some kids learn how to express themselves, how to be creative, even how to communicate better because they see their favorite streamers doing it. It's a new form of media literacy. And for many kids, it's not even about replacing cartoons, it's about adding to them. They might still watch cartoons, but streamers give them something cartoons never could, a chance to interact and be part of something live. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. Cartoons were a product of their time, when technology was simpler and mass audiences shared one screen. Streaming is a product of this time, personalized, on-demand, fast, endless. When television ruled, everyone saw the same thing. When YouTube rules, everyone sees a different thing. And that's the real cultural shift. We've gone from shared media to personalized media. The same kid who watches a Minecraft streamer might never cross paths with another kid's favorite Roblox channel, even though they both spend hours watching every day. That fragmentation is both fascinating and scary. It means kids' experiences aren't unified anymore. We don't have those cultural touch points that everyone knows, like Looney Tunes or Pokemon or SpongeBob. Instead, every kid lives in their own algorithm bubble, and you can bet big media companies have noticed. Major streaming services like Netflix and Disney Plus have been cutting back on kids' content lately. Why? Because kids aren't watching as much as they used to. They're on YouTube, they're on Roblox, they're watching live creators instead of pre-made shows. Some networks have even started uploading entire episodes to YouTube because that's where the audience actually is. It's kind of ironic. The TV industry that once laughed off YouTube as amateur hour now depends on it to reach kids. So what does this all mean for the future? It means the line between audience and creator is fading. When a kid watches a streamer, they don't just think, I like this show. They think, I could do that. And some of them do. They start streaming, posting, creating. That's the new dream. When you were a kid, maybe you wanted to be a cartoonist. Now kids want to be streamers. They don't want to draw the characters. They want to be the characters. And that's powerful. But it also means we're raising a generation that sees fame and entertainment differently. To them, entertainment isn't something you consume. It's something you participate in. So when people say, kids don't watch cartoons anymore, it's not just about cartoons being boring. It's about how participation has replaced passivity. Cartoons were a show. Streamers are a conversation. And when you think about it like that, the shift makes total sense. Still, it leaves one big question. What happens next? Will cartoons evolve? Will studios start making interactive shows where kids can make choices or chat with characters? We're already seeing glimpses of that. Shows embedded in games. like Roblox, interactive Netflix specials, even animated streamers powered by AI. The future might not be cartoons versus streamers, but a merge of both. Because deep down, kids still love stories, characters, and imagination. They just want to experience them differently. So maybe the future cartoon isn't a 2D show on TV. Maybe it's a streamer who is a cartoon, or a game that tells a story as you play, or a live chat that evolves into an episode. Either way, it's clear. We've crossed the line from passive watching to active participating, and there's no going back. So yeah, the Saturday morning ritual might be gone, but the spirit of it isn't. Kids are still chasing fun, creativity, laughter, and connection. They're just finding it somewhere new. And honestly, maybe that's okay. If you want to see why 99% of streamers stay broke, make sure to click on the next video popping up right now. And if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe.